Hey guys, it's Melissa of lovelikejohnnyandjune.com. Today I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of my everyday makeup routine. I guess I shouldn't say every day because I definitely don't wear this much makeup every day, but it's kind of like my going out special occasion look. The only thing that I'll say about this video is just bear with me. I know it's kind of a poor video. You don't get to see everything as well as I'd like you to. I don't have all the capabilities that I would surely love to have. So this little home video on my Mac will have to do. So as I look in the mirror constantly and as I look around and as I make mistakes, no laughing, just bear with me and enjoy. Okay, so let's get started. First, I always start with a primer. The one that I'm using is the Arbonne Makeup Primer. My sister-in-law sells it, so I've just started trying it because she sold it, and this is actually the third time that I've bought it, and I really enjoy it. If I'm not using the Arbonne one, then I always purchase the Smashbox Photo Finish, which I love that one too. This one is just the one I have on hand right now. So it just takes a little bit, so I just squirt like that much onto my finger, and then I just rub it in and put that all over my face. It doesn't take a whole lot, and this stuff seriously goes on like butter. It is so smooth and silky. I'm going to put it on my neck too because I'm going to get that later. So if I'm going out, I'm always going to, not always, in the winter time I'll always wear a foundation just because I'm ghostly. During the summer I never wear foundation because I don't need to, I don't like to, it feels too heavy, I don't like it sweating off my face. So in the summer I might use like a tinted moisturizer, which I have this Arbonne one that I think is really, it's great. I haven't had a whole lot of experience with tinted moisturizers, so given that, it's a good one. So I would usually put that on if I wasn't wearing foundation. Or the new thing is the Bobbi Brown, or just the BB creams, not the Bobbi Brown, but BB creams in general. I have the Bobbi Brown one. They give you a little bit heavier set than a moisturizer would, but not quite as heavy as foundation, which is really great because then you're kind of in the middle and you have a coverage, but you don't have too much. So if you're not wearing foundation and you still want some sort of color and coverage, BB cream is the route to go. But today I am definitely doing foundation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the L'Oreal True Match, and it is N5 True Beige, which I think seems to go with my skin tone very well. And I just take my little hand and I squirt just a little bit on there. And then I'm going to take my foundation brush, which is the Sonia Kouchik foundation brush, which is actually called a Complexion Perfector. I love it. It is amazing. It's the best brush I've ever found. I used to use this one. I brought this out to show you guys. It's the MAC 190. And I've always used that one, but now that I found this one, I'm just obsessed with it, so I use it every time. So I'll just take what I have on my hand and dab my foundation brush in it and then put it on my face. And I'll put it, just dab it kind of all over. Then get it on my neck, because you never want your neck to be a different color. Remember, bear with me as I make all these crazy faces and turns and stuff. It's not as easy as you might think to do your makeup for a video. This brush just makes it go on so smooth. I just love it. I'll take what's left on my hand. Okay, so next I'm going to take my concealer, which I use this Sephora one, and it's just a light shade because I tend to have really dark circles, so I like to make sure they're covered really well. And I'll just use it straight from the tube and take it right under my eye, right here, and then I'll take it kind of by my between my brows and around the, brow bone. And take it down the nose just a little. You can put it above your lip and below if you'd like. And then once you do that, just take your little squeezy sponge, and you don't want to rub it in like this. You want to kind of blot it. Again, this little guy is so amazing. It helps if you have it a little wet, and that'll keep it from just sucking up all of your concealer. The moisture will just help kind of pat it around rather than soaking it all up into the sponge. Lots of little dabs. It's worth it, I promise. Okay. Once you've got that all mixed in, make sure I do. Then I'm always going to take a powder and just kind of use it to set my foundation and concealer. I have been using this e.l.f. powder, which is like $1. And this one's light beige. You don't need it too dark. We're going to go over it with a bronzer afterwards, so you just want it to kind of set your foundation. And you want to make sure you really get the brush in there and kind of buff out the foundation and concealer. And the brush I'm using for this is just a foundation brush. It's an Arbonne brush, another buy that I got from my sister-in-law. Okay, once that's done, you're going to take the same brush and grab your bronzer. And they have some really affordable bronzers at, even Target or Walmart drugstores. I actually use the Sephora brand bronzer, and it has been my absolute favorite for years now. And this one is Los Cabos. Maybe that's why I like it, because I wish I was in Mexico. And you're just going to take the same brush you were using, or if you have like a nice kind of stiff contour brush, that's even better. I don't have one specifically for contouring. That's next on my list. But what you're going to do is just kind of, when you make those silly faces and when you're putting your blush on and you kind of do the fishy face, like, well, wherever those shadows are, that's where you're going to put your bronzer. You don't want to apply your bronzer all over. So you're just going to do it right under your cheek, the cheekbone there, and you want to really get it in there. You're going to do it on each side. And the other places that you can kind of contour are like right here on your jawline. And also the other one. And if for some reason you think you have like a kind of large nose, which I don't really think I do, but if you do, like a wide nose, you would take your bronzer and just kind of shadow on the sides to make it appear thinner. Okay. Same with your forehead. If you want to make it appear smaller, my hairstylist taught me this actually. You just apply a little bronzer right there at the very top of it, the hairline. Okay. I feel like I got crazy hair over here. Next, I'm going to do my blush, which the blush I always use is the NARS Taos. And then I also always use MAC's Gentle. They're both my favorite. I use both of them. I go with the Taos first, and then I go over it with the Gentle by MAC. And this is, with blush, you just don't want to overdo it, and you don't want to end up with a bunch of makeup in this area. So what you're going to do is just kind of take your brush and make like a C motion from your temple to like halfway through your cheek. Don't come all the way down. And then with the Gentle, I use a different brush, which I use mostly all Sephora brushes. It's from their professional line. And I'm just going to take the Gentle and just go over each side just a little bit, just to soften it up. It's a much pinker, shimmery color than the Taos. I'm just going to take this bronzer brush that I have. I got it at Sephora. I love this brush. This is great for applying your bronzer. And unless you're contouring, then you don't want to use it because then you're going to end up with it everywhere. But I'm just going to use this to kind of buff that blush out so it's not looking all sorts of crazy. Okay, so that is kind of like my face routine. Very simple, quick and easy. It seems like it's taking forever just because I'm going through the whole routine with, telling you with which products I'm using. But usually it only takes me 7 or 10 minutes to do. Once I'm done with that, I'll switch to my eyes, which usually I'll actually do my eyes first. That way if I have any glitter or shadow that's fallen down, it doesn't stay on my makeup. But I just wanted to do the face routine for you guys first.